Hello there, good day to the lot of ya. So lately I've been putting my thinking cap on. I looked at the universe from a different perspective, and it made me wonder. The accent's obviously bullshit, just roll with it. Guess the easiest way I could put it is I stopped looking at the what, and I started looking at the why. It was 4:15 in the morning, and I thought of something interesting. Hydrogen and oxygen are two gas molecules. One has absolutely nothing to do with the other, yet they collide, a couple of electrons are exchanged, and BAM! You got water. How the fuck? Here's the other thing about water. It doesn't even do anything except support life. That's literally all that it's for. You drink it and it's good for you. It goes into plants and it's good for them. It goes into animals and it's good for them. Fish live in it. That's it. It does nothing else. It just gets shit wet. Shut up! Made GLaDOS' voice into my Skype so she welcomes me to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center every time I log in. It's actually pretty cool. I know you're all jealous. He also tells me there's gonna be cake every time that someone logs in. Sorry, I know I've been getting a little bit off track. People say that I'm a little bit ADH whatever. I don't give a fuck. Honestly. My brain works fine the way it is. Just look at the size of it. Shit, I made coffee. Cold as fuck in here.
Judge me not by my mug, do you?
So I was saying about the universe and shit. Look at the electron. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. About this experiment that fired a stream of electrons at a metal sheet. And when they observed it, all the electrons formed a single straight line. And then they took their eyes off it, and when they came back to it, the electrons were in a wave. Inexplicably. For no reason whatsoever. So basically what that means is that the thing that makes everything react with everything else, the thing that turns hydrogen and oxygen into water, doesn't make any sense at all. By the way, I'm a huge supporter of drinking water, drink it all the time.
It's good for you!
Know what else is really good for you? An entire mug full of black coffee. So basically, in the building blocks of life, the atom, the only thing that reacts, being the electron, is illogical. It does not make sense. Therefore, nothing in this universe can make sense. Ever. And we know that to be true. The universe is always going to move toward a state of greater entropy, greater chaos, greater illogic, if you might say. If you take logic to be rational and mathematical, then it makes sense. The electron does not make sense. And it just baffles me that this is all shit that's happening right here, right now, around me, and I can't even fucking see it. And here's the thing, not even math makes sense. People seem to get confused when you toss x and y into the equation, but I was always good at algebra. It still made sense to me. It's just, you know, instead of 2 plus 4, now you've got 2x plus 4y is equal to 5z, and x, y, and z are still equal to numbers, but now they're variable numbers. And okay, fine, you know, it just works. But when you get into shit like calc, trig, you know, everyone and their pet dog wants to argue about unprovable concepts like God. But the thing is, it's all just got no basis on reality whatsoever. I've taken pre-calc 2 times. I've learned a bit of trigonometry, learned a bit of calculus. Enough to see what it's about. And I'm saying, who says it works like this? And you step into class and the first thing they do is make you accept all of these things. I mean, for bloody sake, SOHCAHTOA, perfect circles don't even occur in nature. And then I took a step back and I said, well, if this is too complicated, then let's put it into the most uncomplicated terms that I can. What would be the basis of reality mathematically? I exist, therefore I am. I would say that 1 is equivalent to 1. Just makes sense. Here's the thing. Does it? How do I know? I really don't, but it seems to work. If you replace any number on the timeline with 1, you say 2 is equivalent to 1, and then you apply that to our laws of physics, you apply it to gravity, you apply it to force, you apply it to acceleration, it still all kind of works. But then you toss 0 into the equation, and 0 can't be equivalent to 1. All of a sudden, it's undefined. Which means by the basis of math, I cannot set 0 equivalent to 1. And if I do, it just doesn't work. So why does every single other number work? So I put it to the test, and I say 0 is equivalent to 1 in this world. And I looked around and I said, well, if 0 is equivalent to 1, then this world simply should not exist. What's 0 but the absolute absence of anything? Here's the thing. There's no such thing as absence in this world. Dark matter, sure, you could say that, but that's not something that really immediately affects the world the way that the electron does. It doesn't affect anything. In particular, it doesn't immediately affect anything as far as we know unless it's there, and we never know if it's there because it's not there. So toss dark matter out of the equation for a second. People still say, space. Space is a vacuum. There's nothing in it. Here's the funny thing about space. It's there. We perceive it to be, therefore it's a 1, not a 0. What the fuck is 0? 0 is just a man-made concept that doesn't exist in this world. It simply does not exist. I'd say, if anything, dark matter would be a -1. So how can I make 0 work? I decided I'd have to make 0 into the possibility of anything, and then it would always be equivalent to 1. Look at it this way. I have 1 mug of coffee in my hands. How many mugs of coffee do I have in my hand? 1. Good job. Now what happens if I put this down? How many mugs of coffee do I have in my hand? 0. Absence. There is an absence of coffee mugs in my hand. But is there? I say there's still a coffee mug in my hand. Well, that ain't fair one bit. You were using relative terms. You can't say you still got 1 cup of coffee in your hand. Just cause you got 1 cup of coffee on the table, it don't work that way. Says who? The truth of the matter is, math is broken as soon as you throw time into the mix. I have 1 cup of coffee in my hand. I have 1 cup of coffee in my hand. Just not yet. And there you go. You know what's the funniest thing? I don't even have a cup of coffee in my hands. All done. So I can only conclude that absolutely nothing makes sense. Nothing whatsoever. This world is pure chaos. And if that is the truth, then we should all just be atoms floating around, combining with each other. And yet, there's something here holding us together. There's gotta be something that makes sense. There's something that brings order to this world. Because everything wants to be neutral. And if everything wants to be neutral, then why doesn't it just be neutral? Why has it gotta move toward a greater state of chaos instead of just being neutral? I thought about it and I thought about it and I said, what in this world just makes sense? Is there's gotta be something? And then I realized it was staring me in the face the entire time. Light. Light is the only thing that follows a mathematical function. It's a wave, it has an equation, and it just sticks to that every single time. You can't do anything about it, you can't affect it, you can't harness it. You can build machines that give off visible light, but that's about it. It just acts the way it does. And it's logical, and it's rational, and it's mathematical. And nothing else in this universe is. Therefore, I can only conclude that light is not something of this universe. It exists separately. Nothing else is mathematical, nothing else is rational, nothing else is logical. Light is. Therefore, light is in a different universe. Which would mean that there are 2 universes we're currently living in, smashed on top of each other. And they're making each other work. Light, energy, all this shit that's just logical and rational, is right on top of this completely illogical, irrational world. And it's just all making things work. So therefore, we live in a 2-layer universe. One is made of light, one is made of matter. The universe of matter is complete darkness, complete chaos. Light is the exact opposite. Light is rational. Light is logical. Light is mathematical. Just like our brains. So, I'm gonna leave that right there for you guys to think about, because I have to go get ready to go work at Chick-fil-A. Yay! When I start thinking like this, there's a whole lot of people that have a similar reaction. They always say, why? Why are you even thinking about this? What's it gonna bring you? What's it gonna do? I think the pursuit of understanding is a good thing to follow. I like to think. I like to ponder. I like to share opinions. So if there's anyone out there that's like me, anyone that likes to think, thinks this train of thought is interesting, hit me up. Just reply to this video. Tell me what you think. Let's have a discussion. My name's Kaio. It's been a pleasure. Peace out, Tough Talks.